Gym. Today we're talking Cobra Grips. Kind of a gymnastics, CrossFit style lifting grip. You can use them for lifting. I predominantly use them for pull-ups, calisthenic based workouts. So that's where I'm coming from with this review. I've had these about 4 months. With that, when I ordered them, comes in a nice little plastic bag, L size large. Comes with those like pellet packs to keep them dry in case there's any moisture that gets in during shipping or storage. So you don't have to worry about them getting gross in that regard. As well in the bag, you get a nice little mesh bag, very see-through, probably not going to show well up on camera, but with the light behind it, you would be able to see. So very breathable. If you're throwing them in here, they would dry. If you put them in a gym bag, keeps them all together, prevents the Velcro from sticking to other items, ruining any clothes, whatever you have in there. So nice little add-on there. Comes with a little cardboard cutout, so I'm going to put on display, get kind of a display item, which is nice. Grip on front, grip on back, and then 2 little thumb loops, which should be protecting the inside of your thumbs for doing any kind of Olympic or overhead where you're throwing the bar over. It's going to sit on the thumb, protect you there so you don't have a tearing, blistering there. Nice little add-on. 20 bucks on Amazon, like I said, when I did get them in the mail. Came with this little card as well. It says write a review, we'll send you another pair. When I did get that card, I was a little skeptical because usually that means they're just trying to push reviews, hoping like, hey, if we give you a free product, you write something positive. Before I wrote anything, I did use them about 3-4 times. I did like them, so I wrote a positive review, but I'm getting a little more in-depth now that I've used them for quite some time. With this, you get, obviously, the 2 design of them. Single leather, which is nice. It's not as thick. My previous grips I had were double leather, so I get a little fold over here on the edge of my hand. It was a little irritation. So single leather is nice. Does make it a little smoother there. 3 holes. They did cut out, in my opinion, the leather a little weird here. I don't know, maybe it's a structural thing, but I don't know why they didn't just fully punch this out. But you get the fold there, wider across kind of the pads of your fingers or the top of the hand there, thinner toward the bottom. You get a nice Velcro strap or hook and loop. They're labeled right and left, so they pull correctly. L for size in case you have 2 pairs because you're working out with somebody who has a smaller wrist. And then a nice neoprene pad along the wrist wrap here. So I will say I absolutely love these for the fact of the versatility on like size options. So I'm a size large. So my last pair, like I said, double leather. The problem is I have a smaller wrist. With that, when I really put them down tight, try to get them tight to my wrist, I'd get a fold or a pleat in the leather. They didn't have that neoprene, and I'd get kind of a hot spot or irritation, sometimes a little bit of a blister, because that fold would just kind of rub and irritate there. Now because of that, with these, because of the neoprene, I can really crank down on these. And the Velcro, even though I have an extra tab here, because there's too much, I do get a good lockdown. It doesn't slide, prevents sweat from rolling down the arm onto the hand, keeping it drier, which will prevent any kind of slippage or anything on the bar across the top, which is nice. Now, if you're worried I have a bigger wrist, there is plenty of room on these. So small wrists work, but as well as I adjust here, you can see how much room is on the top with this. So if you have just absolute massive wrists, these are still going to work for you. So you have small to large wrists, you're not going to have a problem with these. Now, I do have kind of a longer palm, I'm a taller male. With that being said, I got the large, which is this large size they have. So if you have extremely large hands, I would kind of err on the side of caution with these because they only have small, medium, and large. So with this, when I fully tighten these down, just tighten this real quick, you'll see that when I fully extend my hands, so if I wanted to do a pull and then a push, when I fully extend, they do really lock in. So if you like the fingers to hold in here, you come like this, they're going to be fully stretched, so if you do have a larger hand, you are going to be kind of limited on being able to fully extend the hands because it's going to catch. For me, they fit just fine, but anything bigger than what I have is going to be a problem. I can measure my hands later, put it in the comments on the size of my hands for you if it's bigger than that. Probably avoid these grips. I have done countless pull-ups with these. Mostly my workouts consist of Murphs, which is 100 pull-ups and then 200 push-ups. Sometimes I do it with weighted vests. Sometimes I go unweighted. Sometimes I'll do 2 back-to-back. Sometimes I'll just multiply it and go 1.5, 2 times. So 2 miles and then 200 push-ups or 200 pull-ups, 400 pull-up or push-ups. With that being said, so I've done high reps with these, and I've only ever gotten 1 small blister along the outside of my pinky just barely below the base of my pinky here, only one time. So for the most part, they do protect your hands well. First 100 pull-ups I did with them, just did them for time when I first got them to see how they'd handle. Hands were a little red and sore, but at the same time, no blisters, no tears, so already good there. They did wear in after that first time, and they've been fantastic since. Now, one thing that I do find to be nice but silly is they did engrave a nice little design right here into the grips. These are the brand new ones still on the cardboard. As you can tell, that is gone across here. It's just been pressed down and crushed. I've done 2,500, 3,000 pull-ups with these and done push-ups wearing them because I go from the pull to the push. I don't take them off. So they've been smashed in the ground, done up here many a times. And with that, no tears in the leather, no stretching, none of that. So with that being said, for 4 months, 20 bucks, all the beating, wear and tear they've taken, they're lasting great. So if you're looking for a cheap pair of grips, 20 bucks, it's gonna be half the price of some, even less than half than some grips they have out there. They're fantastic. They seem to be lasting well. And you're ready to review, you're getting an extra pair. So you're talking 2 pairs for 20 bucks. Even if they only last me like 2 months and I get 6 months out of them, I'm still getting a year for 20 bucks. Save my hands, and again, I feel like I do more pull-ups than the average person in that regard. So I really think if you're looking for a cheap pair, look to get these. If you like the video, consider subscribing. It would be appreciated. Have a good